We got on the plane, the two men disappeared behind newspapers in a sea of Korean faces, and the woman became insensate and drunk. So I deputized the 12-year-old girl. These kids ranged in age from 4 months to 12, and together we brought these babies home. And as the plane was taxiing, I checked the manifest one last time, and I realized that there was a name on there with no baby, and there was a baby with a bracelet whose name didn't match the list. And I ran up to the cockpit, and I stopped the plane, and I went across the tarmac with this 4-month-old infant, and a plane that was headed to Denmark had my baby, and I had theirs. And we switched the babies on the tarmac, and off these planes went. That is what happens to children crossing borders. And this was a government-sanctioned, legal, and very reputable adoption agency run by very well-meaning people, and the parents had voluntarily surrendered these children so they could have a better life in America. And still, there was this tremendous potential mess-up. I can't begin to imagine what is happening at our borders. So where do we start? We start the way you start after any great injury to your body, or in this case, to your soul. You get out of bed, you put one step in front of the other, and you keep moving forward. And so here is a simple plan to combat and resist the despair that we all feel. We have 129 days until November 6th to carry out this plan, the actions of which are so simple that they can be summed up in 5 words. First, believe your vote really matters. Second, know who's running for office. Third, pick a candidate you believe in. 4, go door knocking with them. I don't know if you guys realize this, but surprisingly, knocking on doors is still the most effective way to get people to turn out to vote. And candidates for the State House like me, we have 6,000 doors to knock on in the next 129 days. I need help. It is very lonely business when you're doing it alone, and it's joyful and remarkably inspiring when you have someone at your side. Number 5, organize a phone bank. Number 6, write a letter to the editor. 7, hold a house party. 8, donate money if you have any expendable resources. Please support NARAL, the Sierra Club, your local land trusts, Planned Parenthood, and especially now IRIS, the Integrated Refugee and Immigrant Services of New Haven. The urgency of what happens over the next 129 days cannot be overstated. Increasingly, state governments working with states' attorney generals are the best line of defense against what is happening in Washington. The 10th Amendment gives states all powers not granted to the federal government. And among those powers is the right to defend the Constitution, even against our own federal government, should that become necessary. And folks, it has. So while Connecticut cannot wage war or mint our own money or impose tariffs, we can protect immigrants by refusing to turn them over to ICE. We joined the U.S. Climate Alliance in defiance of Trump's ban of the Paris Accord. We, on a state level, state government, can prevent companies from dumping toxins into the Connecticut River. We have control over many gun laws, and we have among the strongest in the nation. And our state government has the chance to enhance the economic security of working families by raising the minimum wage. So we must elect people who will do these things, not the absurdly silent, complicit list of candidates who have said not one word to disavow Trump. So here's where you all come in. Shocking numbers of people do not vote in midterm elections. 1,400 people in this district, the 36th district of Haddam, Essex, Chester, and Deep River, did not vote in the 2014 midterms. If any of you are here, amnesty. This is not about making anyone feel bad. But please show up in November. Remember, Joe Courtney in 2006 won by 91 votes over the entire 2nd Congressional District of 65 towns and more than 250,000 votes. 91. And he's one of the best congressmen ever, and I think we agree on that. So remember, there's no electoral college for gubernatorial candidates, congressionals, or state house races. Parents, remember how you badgered your kids to get those applications in for college? Please badger them now to send in their absentee ballots. It's a labyrinthine process. It should be streamlined, but for now you still have to apply for an application, then send the application, but it's so important. You're used to haranguing your kids about everything. Please harangue them about this. And I know some of you don't feel or haven't historically felt particularly active. I have a new friend who's around 50. She's never been active her whole life until this moment. She's one of my very best volunteers, and on the other end of the spectrum, I have a 15-year-old high school student who called me up out of the blue and said, I don't want money, I don't need credit for school, I just need to do something with the privilege I was given. This is why we are here. This is the new definition of community. This is the new Colossus. So regardless of your age or your experience, it's not too late or too early to start. It's often said that politics makes strange bedfellows. So I want once again to invoke Dickinson, who said, "Ample make this bed. Make this bed with awe. In it wait till judgment break, excellent and fair." You are excellent. You are fair. You need to act on those values for the sake of all that is honorable and sane. Heed that voice inside you that says, now is the time. And my last word is this. There's a debate raging about civility and incivility. Who started it? Who's doing what? So on. Here's an idea. On November 6th, send to the Republicans your most respectful, civil thoughts and prayers, and send Democrats your vote. It can be as angry as you like. Just make it real. Thank you.